talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. The she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How you doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Some of you are feeling assaulted today. Some of you are covering up like, oh my, I don't like the way this guy is making me feel right now. But that's kind of the effect that I have. Listen. Janelle is knocking him out the park right now. Janelle is doing her thug dizzle. I like. There's a nice cross on the back. I don't know if I could pull this off because of the green screen, but we're going to try. Out the park, baby. Her information is in the video description. Help your fellow postal workers out. That's what I'm talking about. She's making the sweaters, she's making the hoodies, she's making the gear. Also, Tina, she's hooking stuff up as well. Help them all out. Get one from each if you need to. Now, this obviously is not for carriers, although a carrier can wear it underneath their postal uniform. But these are more for, so you know, the clerks. Some of you clerks that work at the plant workers, you can wear this stuff. I know some of you don't like the place, but do what you do. Listen, I want to clarify for those before I get into the video about your voting. I want to clarify. I made a little short video yesterday in regards to tax. I know what everybody is saying, but what I did was because I like clarity and just so you're aware of what's going on. I ain't told you nothing that hasn't happened yet. Follow me. Promise you. I don't make shit up. Tax. 1 click, 2 clicks. This is what we're talking about before we get to the real nitty gritty. Tax. Some people say, oh, you're allowed 8 clicks. There's a grace period because of the fact there might be a bunch of people at the clock. Right. There is that. Now, if it's a continuous thing, I spoke to the lady that covers the whole district, and I spoke to my old supervisor, my old manager, and asked them how they handle this. Time management is serious, whether it's 1 click, 5 clicks, 15 clicks. Now, even with those 8 clicks, some people say, hey, if I come in 8 clicks early and leave 8 clicks early, it's still the 8 hours. We're good. Technically, you are. Supervisors and managers that see that, they see it. They don't address you. However, this is where management knows what I'm talking about. Next to your name is going to be a W. A W, yeah, I forgot what it stands for, but it's going to show that you're not in your scheduled time. When you chose a bid, whatever time that bid is, that's the scheduled time that you're supposed to be there. And they can, it's a warning. That's what it is. The W's for warning. This person punched in 8 clicks early. Now, it's one person that sits in their office all day and they're going to say, hey, why is this person continually doing this? So they'll have a conversation. Hey, you can't keep doing this because then other people are going to start doing it. Technically, you can get out of schedule pay if you're punching in early. Now, this can cause a domino effect across the board. Out of schedule pay is a lot of money. If it's just 8 clicks here, but you did that for the full year, that's a lot of money out of schedule pay. This is factual, not, well, this is what goes on in my plant. They let us do it. This is what it is. These are the rules that I'm giving you. Trust me, I used to do it. I understand it. I'm just telling you because what's coming down the pipe, as we said before, it's the new year. These people are trying to penny pick pet. Look, somebody even said it. Well, now they're worried about it. Look, enforce the rules when they choose to. We got to you can't argue the rules. Does that make sense? You can argue when somebody's an asshole or somebody favoritism, but you can't argue what's in black and white. I, Jay, chose my bid for 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. I can't come in at 6:30 and leave at 3 and continually do it, even though I'm doing my full bid. You're not supposed to, and there will be repercussions eventually. Because like I said before, every little bit and piece, we talking about the carriers already, and they getting, emergency placement for, not having a shoulder strap on. Ask me if they worrying about creep overtime and time. Well, it's not creep overtime. You're fulfilling your need. Yes, but then it creates a domino effect. If they see that continuously, somebody up top's going to say, hey, why are they coming in early? Do we need to change their time? Once they have to change the time, now they got to reorganize your bid. You understand? And once they do that once, now there's a domino effect. Then you got the union involved. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just telling you what it is. These are facts. We ain't going to debate facts. I'm telling you what the facts are. And a manager, a supervisor will not debate those facts. I went to the head tax person that deals with all of my area, thousands of employees, to make sure that we're paid on time. And they're going to say, this is how they do it. And she got to report to somebody else. Eventually it goes up to Washington. So those are the facts. All right. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just telling you what's right. All right. No arguments, please. Friday. Let's just say Friday. Carriers, your vote comes back as yes. Two different scenarios. What about these votes? We're going to give you some timelines and the facts behind them. Not, I think maybe could it be. Let's just say scenario 1. Everything comes back yes. Could be. At that point, when it comes back yes, the NALC immediately ratifies the contract. Postal Service agrees to it. They specifically come up with a date, it might be in 2 weeks, that they will immediately change the rate of your pay. Or they're going to implement the rate of your pay. They'll come up with a date so that your pay can be implemented correctly. Now, when is your back pay going to get done? That's a project right there. That's a project. So from whatever day that the contract is ratified and goes into effect, up until the date that they actually give you your bump. Because again, if it gets yes, let's just say you're making $20 an hour, they're not just going to give you $22 tomorrow. You know what I mean? If that's part of what it is. Let's just say it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks for you to get that $22. All right, so whatever date that is, let's say it's the beginning of March, you get that $22. From the date that you actually start getting your normal pay rate, from when you were supposed to have your old contract, which is dating back to 2023-ish or something, up until a date that they implement that contract. All right, implement. There's ratification and there's implementation. Ratify, implementation. From the date that they were supposed to have it to the date that they implement it, all of that is considered what your back pay is, right? Then they have a certain amount of time. They say 180 days, which is 6 months, for them to actually give you your back pay. All right? That's if they vote yes. If they vote no, let's just say Friday, they come out and they say, hey, the vote is overwhelming no. Now, Renfro has a 15-day period to go up to the table and renegotiate and see if the USPS gives a counter offer that's likable to you. If he says, okay, I like this one. This is fine. Then you all have to go through the vote process again. Ballots will be mailed. Well, he's going to look it over. He'll send out he'll talk about it. Oh, yeah, this one is even better because, yeah, it's not 1.3, it's 1.3.5. I don't know. But then he's going to give it to you guys. And then you have to go through the process of voting again. And then it goes back to the yes process, right? If you vote again and yes, so it can continue to do that. Now, if the counter offer is no good, Renfro's like, yeah, nah, I don't like that counter offer. Then it goes to arbitration. But again, this is after the 15-day period. Then it would go to arbitration. When is arbitration? No one knows the date of arbitration because they have to select an arbitrator. Arbitrators have schedules, calendars booked up, usually 3-4 months in advance. So it could be anywhere between a 2-month to 6-month period before they schedule a date with the arbitrator, before the arbitrator gets in the middle of it and basically says, all right, well, this is, judge and a jury, whatever it is. So those are your timetables. Those are the exact timetables. And those are all the different what ifs. What if this happens? Then that happens. What if this happens? Then that happens. What if this happens? Then that happens. So now once you go to arbitration and the arbitrator says, this is it. This is the final. This is what we're going to do. And both parties agree on it. Then we go back to the ratification. Then it's ratified. Then you got to wait to get your immediate bump in pay, which could take, like I just said earlier, it could take a couple months or a month or whatever before you go from 20 to 22. Then from that time period, from when your contract was supposed to be done to whatever time the arbitrator, and it gets ratified from the arbitrator. So you guys are looking at a stretch in time. So for those that felt like, hey, I'm just going to vote yes to get this out the way, any way you look at it, you're going to be waiting a long time. Now, this is not from Jay's words. Oh, no. This is from a few of the people that you guys watch. And while I speak about that, what I want to tell you guys is that I am going to have Mike Cariff, whether it be, I think it'll probably be Friday evening, whether they voted no or they voted yes. He will be on here. He'll be live, and I'm going to have him give some more in-depth behind the scenes so that you guys can see and you'll be able to ask the questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the floor open so that you can type your questions and we'll just kind of rattle them off. It'll be like, question and answer time with Mike because he's closest to what they're doing. All right. So hopefully that's helpful information to some of you guys. Again, initially we spoke about the tax. Tax is really nothing to play with, but again, y'all are saying, well, in my plant, this is like this, and my station is like that. Every place is different, yes. But once the order comes down from up top, they want things to be done uniformly. And that's something that we don't have across this country. We need uniformity. And we can't say, well, how come those guys get to do this, but those guys can't do that? Well, now, once they start doing things across the board and they start enforcing certain things, we can't be upset about that, all right? And we spoke about how your ratification process goes. And we said one last time, check her out. She out there in New Mexico. All right. This is JH, and hopefully this information was helpful for somebody. And if you disliked my content, please give me a thumbs down. This is JH. And I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.